Hey guys, I'm back, and today's record I'm sharing with you is Tears for Fears song from the Big Chair. Now, this was Tears for Fears, the second studio album, and it was released in 1985. This went to number one on the US charts and number two in the UK. It also had more than several hits, single hits, which some of them are Shout, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Head Over Heels, and Broken. Pretty much every song on this record was heard on the radio at the time. Um, Now they got the idea for the songs from the Big Chair name of this album from the movie called Sybil, which was about a lady with multiple personalities, and she would go and see her psychiatrist or analyst, and they're referring to the chair that you would be sitting in at your psychiatrist, like the sofa or the recliner that they would have you sitting in. Um, and that's songs from the Big Chair. Now, some notable trivia from the time was the top song was "Say You, Say Me" by Lionel Richie. The number of big movies at the box office at the time were Back to the Future, Rambo, and well, Rambo 2, and Rocky 5. New Coke was introduced, and we all that was around for years. New Coke. I don't see why it stuck around as long as it did because nobody. It was too different, I guess, and eventually Coke went back to their original recipe, supposedly. And also, the Titanic was found in 1985. Um, they really made a big business out of that Titanic, didn't they? That eventually became a huge movie in itself. Um, Now, a popular board game at the time was the Orient Express. Um, it was a murder mystery game along the lines of Clue. If you ever played that, that's kind of the group of people is trying to solve a murder mystery, like the butler did it in the bedroom with the candlestick thing, except the theme of the Orient Express is that you're on a train trying to solve a murder. And I believe they kind of made a movie about that. It had an appearance by Johnny Depp or something in it. I haven't seen it yet. I think that was called Orient Express or something like that. Um, Now, a board game that I wanted to show you tonight is a game called Herd Your Horses. Now, we had a lot of fun with this game. Now, you wouldn't think a game about herding your horses would be fun, but actually it was. Um, and the object of this game is to round up as many horses as you can and make it to the end of the canyon, and the first person to make it there, or the first horse, you're playing a horse, wins the game. Now, this has three different modes. Now, Mustang Adventure, where, like I said, you're basically the horses who have escaped from a ranch, or you're a Mustang who has escaped from a ranch, and you're trying to get along the way. You're rounding up other horses with you, and you're trying to escape basically. And then there's also a version where you can play the rancher trying to go round up the horses that have escaped. And this also has three solitaire modes, to where you can play this on your own without any other players. Um, but we played this all together and we had a lot of fun with it. It's also a highly educational game, to if you're someone who doesn't know a lot about horses, which is me, even though we have a couple of horses. Um, I don't know a lot about different breeds and things, but this came with a lot of cards. These are the horses that you're rounding up along the way. Like this one is Freckles, the mare. And on the back of these cards, it gives a lot of information. Like this one, her breed is Appaloosa. The breed type is American Sporting. And it gives a little general little history. In the hilly country where Idaho, Oregon, and Washington meet, the Nez Perce, a Native American tribe, bred Appaloosas. These rugged mounts had stamina, lasting power for war and buffalo hunting. Like Freckles, Appaloosas are gentle, all-purpose family horses. It even gives her color, a blanket Appaloosa, and she has some markings on her hooves, which are called striped hooves. Each one of these horse cards comes with a different, like they might have a marking on their head or something, and it'll give the description of what that is called, and so on and so forth. And I found that very interesting. That's fun for anyone of all ages. If you want to go check that out, you can find most of these games that I'm showing online. Most range between $20 and $25 or even cheaper. And thanks for joining me again. Colin, over and out, and Weirdos Unite.